Well, hey, on today's episode, we have a good friend of mine who is a return guest. Come on, welcome to the show, Michael Delgado. Cool. All right, here we are. Michael, thanks for being back on the show, dude.
Of course, man. Last time I was on this show, we were in the middle of a hurricane. We were about to get a big old hurricane.
That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And it's kind of
like we kind of need to leave any minute now.
Yeah, it's kind of like windy. Like today in Florida, it's kind of like windy and
it snowed up in North Florida.
Yeah, it's like weird weather. So it's kind of like I don't know what it is. Some kind of magic.
This is the omen that happens whenever we do this show together.
Before some type of natural disaster, if I'm on this podcast, then something's gonna happen afterwards. So
yeah, dude, this is the last one we'll be able to do. It's like, please stop.
Yeah.
Dude, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, dude.
How's life?
Man, it's great. It's been really good. I just bought a new house, so that was really cool. That was fun. I have a pool now. I haven't been able to use it because it's been cold in Florida.
Yeah.
I've had to do all the maintenance to it. So
Is that a lot?
So the learning curve, like I never owned a pool before. And so when I got to it, it was like, oh, this is actually a lot of different stuff I have to learn. And the lady that lived there before us didn't like leave any kind of instructions or anything.
Yeah.
So honestly, man, AI, ChatGPT, I was just trying to figure out what I was supposed to do because I had no idea. I didn't know how the pool pump worked. I didn't know like how any of the chemicals worked, but I figured it out.
A lot. Yeah, I've heard. We don't have a pool, but we want one. I feel like that's the crazy thing is like living in Florida, having a pool isn't like living anywhere else. Maybe like when we lived in Pennsylvania or whatever, like having a pool was like a big deal.
Sure.
Like you had like a lot of money if you have a pool because you only use it like 2 to 3 months out of the year.
Right. Yeah.
But here it's kind of like normal. It's pretty easy to have like a pool. Makes sense.
Yeah. We'll be able to use it in a month.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's January, middle of January right now. So yeah.
But the like upkeep of it is a lot, dude. Especially like for it's a 70s pool, right? Could it be?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Does
it's
it have a
original
diving
pool.
board?
No, but that'd be cool if
you
I
can't. I think you legally can't anymore, but you could see where they used to be. Yeah.
I do. So I see there's stairs on one side, or there's stairs on one side, and then there's like a little ladder, but it's like the steps are like carved into the, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like a ladder that's like attached. It's like it's actually the cement is like made into the ladder
the
steps.
Board?
Into the ladder steps,
where it would have been,
and then it feels like that's where it would have been actually. Now that I think about it.
Isn't it funny? You remember as a kid, like jumping on the diving board, but there was also that thing you did more often where you like go to the bottom of it. And, hands and feet like hang on to it.
Oh yeah, no, I never. So I was really afraid of water as a kid because I couldn't swim very well. Also, I didn't like to take my shirt off, so like that was a pretty traumatic thing for me. But I remember one time actually, I went on a diving board, and it's kind of like on a trampoline. You know what I mean? Like when you're jumping on a trampoline and someone like double bounces you, it gets really stiff and like you kind of stiff leg it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was my experience on the diving board. I was like, I jumped on it and then I kind of just like, I didn't bend my knees right. And I kind of stiffed it and then I just kind of fell forward. Yeah.
Dude.
And that was it.
My grandma had a diving board, and I was kind of the same thing. I was a pretty heavy set kid. So I didn't love like taking my shirt off either. But luckily it was like most times it was like just me back there or like my little sister. But I don't think I wasn't very athletic as like a kid like that, especially like being overweight. So she was trying to like teach me how to do dives. It just never, I would like jump and like wouldn't turn my body right. So just land like belly flop.
Yeah. Belly flop.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah. I was very uncoordinated. So
I wonder when diving boards like there was a time like not that long ago, I think, where they officially became illegal in the state of Florida.
I didn't actually know that they were illegal.
Yeah, it's an insurance thing now.
To have them at all, like, or just at home? There's no public pool diving boards anymore either?
Yeah, I think, no, I don't. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, for like Olympic style and stuff like that. You know what I mean? For like, if that's what you do for sport.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty positive I wish I had somebody look this up.
Like,
we need a guy.
Like the YMCA.
Yeah.
Jamie, hey, pull that.
Jamie, pull that up.
Like,
yeah.
okay, so like the YMCA doesn't have diving boards anymore.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up right now, but I'm pretty positive, especially for a home, it's like you can't get insured. Like your home insurance won't insure you if you have a diving board.
Yeah. I'll tell you another story about a diving board while you're looking that up. So we, do you remember Nickelodeon Studios?
Yes, but I love how you called it by its full name.
Yeah. Well, but because they had Nickelodeon, like the show, obviously like the channel, but in Florida there was Nickelodeon Studios, which was like their theme park, but it was just a hotel with a bunch of like Nickelodeon themed stuff, and then they had like a big water park.
Yeah.
So
where was this?
It was in Orlando.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
And they used to go there. They used to like do like the live shows, like Nickelodeon. It wasn't like on TV, but they would do like shows. So like you would get slimed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, but
which you loved as a kid for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's like, so weird now that you think about it. Just like I got slimed there.
Really?
That's not the specific part of the story, but I did get slimed.
Congrats.
I didn't like it. It's really like, and it's more runny than you think.
Sure.
So it's like almost like a maple syrupy type texture. It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But my cousin, he was like on one of the mini shows, and it was like a diving contest. So you got up on a diving board, but before they ask you like where you're from, they do like an interview and stuff. And so that he asked him where he was from, and for whatever reason, unprompted, we think we were maybe like eight years old at the time. He goes, "I'm from Spain." And so the guy's like, "Oh wow, you're from Spain." He's like, "You don't even have an accent." He's like, "What part of Spain are you from?" And he just goes, "Downtown." And he's like, "Okay, all right." He's from downtown Spain. Then he did his diving thing, and he belly flopped. And
did he make it on TV?
I don't think any of that stuff was televised. It was more like for the enjoyment of the people that were there.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, we joked
about that. That's so funny.
That.
I wonder if there's still the nickel. Is it still there in Orlando?
No, definitely not. I think it closed. I'm pretty sure it closed down a little while ago.
What's crazy is just, and I have the information about the diving board here, but thinking about that, it reminded me when we lived in Pennsylvania. If you go to Lancaster, are you familiar with Lancaster?
I'm not. No.
It's like Amish country.
Okay.
So there definitely are cool things in Lancaster and all that, but for the most part, it's Amish country. And there's this section of town where like there's some stuff like there's Starbucks and there's like an outlet mall and stuff like that. But there's a full on Cartoon Network hotel, like fully designed, decorated. Like you would expect it to be in like the middle of Orlando, a very touristy area.
Right.
But it's just like Amish country and then like full design Cartoon Network.
That's
hotel.
crazy.
Yeah, just very random and still operating, like still there.
I feel like anytime there's a small town or like some kind of rural area, there's always like a splash where someone's like, "Man, there's nothing around here. We got to do something. We got to do something to bring people here."
Can you imagine like being on? Which actually I might have to go up there for work anyways. But like that's the hotel you choose. It's like I got to go for a work trip, and it's like the Dexter's Laboratory room. You know. So actually, diving boards are not illegal in Florida, but it's strict regulations. So it costs a lot. They have to be perfect dimensions, and it's like really high insurance costs. So people probably just don't do them anymore.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't pay more on my insurance just for a diving board.
We keep talking about it. You're like, God, I gotta get a diving board.
Gotta get a diving board.
Dude, so we were talking about this before we started on that whole topic. The whole trend, because we're really gonna like go for clickbait on this episode here too, is did we peak in 2016? And I wrote down a list. What were a couple things? I think we have. I think looking back now, 2016 was like, was our peak?
Maybe
humanity.
I think culturally, maybe we peaked in 2016. I don't know what it was, but and I think a lot of people said like if you're born like 96, 97, or
got him.
No, I didn't do that. 96, 97, like around that era. Like you were either like in your early college years, like you were in a college or like your late teens.
Yeah.
And it's like the peak of like your freedom. Like I remember like 2016 was peak for me because of all the music that came out in 2016.
You were just starting college.
I was just starting college.
Yeah.
And actually I think I was a sophomore.
Okay.
Because I graduated in 2014. So I would have been going into my sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the summer of 2016, I would have been going into my my sophomore year at college. But yeah, I mean, I just remember the music. I remember riding around with my friends. I remember I remember going to see Chance the Rapper with Matt Bifulco in 2016, and we went to the Fillmore in Miami. And the Fillmore is a venue in Miami that probably has capacity maybe like 500 people, 600 people.
Oh,
so we went and saw Chance the Rapper.
Was Chance the Rapper big in 2016 or no?
So he had
just started.
He had just put out Chance 3, which I think is his best album
for sure
ever.
Yeah.
So many good songs. But Matt and I had been fans for really, really long time. And so Chance 3 came out in 2016. We went to go see him live in concert. It was the first leg of the Coloring Book tour. And he like did his whole thing for a room of 500 people. And we were literally standing 10 feet away from him.
Wow.
In the
cool.
pit.
Yeah,
it was insane. And the stage wasn't like, oh my gosh, he's way up there. It's like the stage was like, I mean, the height of this desk. This desk that I'm looking at is probably maybe like 2 to 3 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe not even that. Maybe 2 feet tall. But it was his whole production just in a very small space.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably the best show.
Well, back then in 2016, the like being in college, being young, you could do whatever. Like I'm gonna run down to Miami for an evening just to watch.
I drove there and back in one day. Yeah. 6 hours.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of like what's funny, like I love Matt Bifulco. I just talked to him not that long ago, but I was talking to him about, I was like, dude, do you remember the time? And this is another thing where we peak in like 2016 in the college days. He came to my office one time when I worked there at the college, and he was just hanging out, and he had like a pint of ice cream that he was just kind of like, he'd pop open every now and then and just eat some and then close it back, and then he'd open it up again, eat it. And after we were talking for a little while, I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, Matt lives in a dorm. I was like, hey, how are you going to like, that's going to melt, dude. Like you don't have a freezer. He's like, oh, no, this is going to be gone. I was like, oh, but dude, I would have done the same exact thing.
Totally.
Been like, yeah, these are my fire funds. I'm getting,
totally.
Getting a pint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. 2016. Dude, for me, I was a little bit ahead, but still, I think like looking back on it, Kanye West, that's another 2016 thing where not even like, what's crazy is being in that point in 2016 and looking at his career, you would have never thought that like today he's kind of, is he not relevant? I mean, he's not really doing it right. He does crazy things every now and then, but people are, for the most part, are trying to not talk about him.
People don't respect him, period. But also I feel like the music that he makes now, or I know he has a record coming up on the horizon, so we could prove everyone wrong. But another thing, I remember watching that live stream, that live stream that he did for the Life of Pablo record.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the one with like the picture that's pretty famous of him, all the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's with Kid Cudi and Travis Scott, and that I bought Tidal. I had $30 in my bank account. I bought a month of Tidal just so I could watch the live stream as it was happening. And I remember watching it on my phone in my apartment and being like, this is absolutely insane. It was crazy. It was like the energy. So it's like, I mean, he still has all of those, I don't know, say whatever you want about Kanye. He still has all those records that are historic. That I feel like that was definitely his peak.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it's been a decline since then.
All the new stuff I don't really listen to it that much. I haven't listened to any of it actually, so I have no idea. But from what I've heard it's not good, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It's very offensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you listen to any of his new music in public, you'd probably get like arrested or something.
What's it about? Can we talk about it here?
Well, he has just a couple of songs. He has a song about, I don't know if we can talk about it.
Well, he's got really weird like political views now, right?
Yeah. I can't.
Not even like left or right. It's like pretty far. Yeah.
If you just were to, maybe after the podcast is over, you can look up his 2 most recent songs.
Yeah. Everybody do that. No, don't do that.
And then you can probably see why.
But dude, that's crazy. You know what's crazy is like 2016 would have been around. No, that was after that. but he does Life of Pablo. And then shortly after, he makes that whole transition to like gospel music.
Yeah.
A couple years later, he makes a transition to gospel music. He's like playing at churches.
Yeah.
And then now he's, dude.
Yeah.
What a sad arc of his career. His
It
journey,
is,
you know?
yeah. But did you see his daughter's producing music now? She's 12 and she's producing.
Really? That's cool.
The music is actually very good.
Mm-hmm.
She has a song that she produced for Lil Wayne's son.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's pretty crazy.
Dude, that's how we know we're getting old.
Yeah,
Like all the people we listened to in like high school and college, their kids are now doing it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like, I'm in a place now where like, I don't feel like I'm listening to a ton of music lately. I should.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's like what happened in the music world, but I listen to so many podcasts and then I listen to audiobooks lately.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my thing lately.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Harry Potter, like full cast editions?
the dramatic reading or dramatized reading. Yeah.
The full cast editions. That's what I've been on lately, dude.
Yeah.
They're so good. Yeah.
Books and radio, man.
Books and radio. Yeah. I'm going back, I'm going to getting AM,
Yeah. No, I like a good podcast. And I like audiobooks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My wife really got me into the Throne of Glass series.
What's that?
It's very popular. Throne of Glass. It's by an author called Sarah J. Maas. And
wait a minute. Is it the ones with like the dragons and stuff like that?
Yeah. Her more well-known series is A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah.
Or people, like the acronym is ACOTAR.
Yeah, we got that book on our bookshelf at home.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of girls read it, which is...
I was going to say, I wasn't trying to dox you back. Yeah, Madeline read it. Yeah.
Yeah. You said it like, we have that book on our shelf, not like, oh, that's Madeline's book.
Yeah, I was trying to save it. Yeah.
But no, it is a lot of girls read it. That's where it starts. But I listened to the audiobook for the first 3 or 4 books so she wrote A Throne of Glass, that series first, and she started I think when she was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit older, but she was definitely a teenager in high school when she wrote these books. A Court of Thorns and Roses is her second series, but the Throne of Glass series is actually really good. I've listened to those.
Yeah. I like, dude. Yeah, lately I've liked reading some more like what is that? That's fiction, right? Right. Fiction is like the fantasy story.
Fiction is fake.
Fake. There we go. Yeah. Nonfiction is not fake. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I've been like obviously the Harry Potter ones being like a classic. Before that, I read Project Hail Mary, which is a great book.
Yeah.
And I think they're coming out with a movie about it like soon. It's a
Ryan
phenomenal
Gosling.
book. But yeah, I don't know. There was a season, and maybe it's like your life goes kind of like ebbs and flows like that. But there was a season where I was just reading so many like self-help and stuff, which I don't think are bad. I'm not saying that in a negative way. But just reading so many like of those type of books that I just kind of got like numb to it, where everything felt the same. And now like reading just like fun stories is like exciting to read again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of self-help books say the same thing. It's all like, stay disciplined, get into your routine. You know what I mean? Like you read enough of them and you're like, okay, I get the point. You can probably read like the same one that you really like a couple times in a row or every year, and you get the same thing than just like bouncing around to different,
Well, there's just so many of them out there now, dude, that I'm
right.
I want to know what this person kind of did first before I listen to like 6-7 hours. Because I mean, not to say that like, all kinds of, anybody couldn't just write like a great self-help book. There are so many of them that say a very similar type of thing, I listened to, there's a guy named Cameron Haynes, and not the one that we know that goes to our church, but like there's Cameron Haynes is like the bow hunter guy. He's he's written a couple books. He has a podcast. He's like a ultra marathoner now, but his whole thing was cool of like, just his mentality. Like I like that. Like it was very different for me. Like it's a different self-help than like, okay, maybe it's like a pastor type or like a business leader type. It's like this guy who just really loved bow hunting and just wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
His book was really cool.
Yeah. I like stuff that's interesting. Like I want to know I'm the number one toilet wand salesman in the world.
Yeah.
And I make $2.8 million a year. This is how I do it. Like, I want to know about that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you like did some tech company, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, you probably did all these different things, but I want to know like about that guy.
How'd you sell those toilet wands? Yeah. Well, dude, that's kind of the cool thing about his, like, he does a way better job of telling his own story than I would, but like, he just got into bow hunting in like high school or something like that, and just was like, I am gonna be the best at this.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a crazy thing to imagine. Like, there's a part of me that wants to try it out someday.
Yeah.
Of like, you're just like there. I watched a video of him bow hunting a grizzly bear in Alaska. He's like 40 feet away from this thing.
Wow.
Like, and that's what you have to be kind of to like properly, I think, kill something with a bow and arrow. But just like the most primitive thing you can think of.
Crazy.
And like, yeah, if anything goes wrong, that thing that's on the other side of me could just easily kill me,
totally.
you know? But like, how do you get that great at it? It's just like practice, repetition, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like the skill is one thing, but like the nerve is the first thing. It's like, I gotta get over standing 40 feet away from a grizzly bear.
Dude.
And then, you know, it's crazy. Okay, back to 2016.
Back to 2016. I wrote a list. We can go off any of these.
Yeah.
These were just some that I found in my photo library. Stan Smiths were like a really popular shoe.
Yeah.
The Adidas with the green back.
Yeah.
Those are kind of gone now.
Yeah. Stan Smith, actually, they're kind, I feel like they're going to come back this year.
Yeah.
They did a low profile Stan Smith where it's like a thin sole, like almost like a Samba.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's low profile and Stan Smith. I think it might come back.
Well, I think they will, because everything that is coming back, like I'm wearing Birks right now and you're wearing the Bluntstones. Like everything that comes back is like a very simplistic, like great look. You know what I mean? It's not over the top. I feel like somewhere within 2018, 2021, things kind of got wild. Yeah. And then like the big dad shoes, the big chunky dad shoes kind of calmed down, you know? Yeah. Well, there's trends. And then like, you know, there are certain things that are timeless, like a Birkenstock or like a Bloodstone or like a Sam Smith or not Sam Smith. Sam Smith. Like Sam Smith. He's not timeless. He's not timeless. Yeah. Oof. Jeez. But like a Stan Smith. The same reaction. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, like, I feel like fashion got crazy for a while because you had the whole hype beast thing. You know what I mean? That was my next one, is the long shirts. Yeah. Remember long shirts? Long shirts, off-white. Yeah. Dude, more than the Stan Smith, the all-white Ultra Boost, that was the shoe for me. Yeah, yeah. In 2016. They were very clean. The Ultra Boost, the all-white ones or the white ones that were like the white and gray ones. Those went off for me. But yeah, where it got bad was I feel like there was a time where it was like didn't make sense. Like it was just a name brand. Like we both know of someone that back then, like I remember him. He bought a pair of like Gucci dad shoes that were like $800. And I remember him coming to me and being like, I was just like, in my mind, I was like newly married and like, you know, trying to afford rent and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, all this stuff I could have done with $800. Yeah, totally. But yeah, dude, the timeless stuff is great. The long shirts, I'm glad those are gone. Yeah. I remember buying one. There was a site back then, started with an S, that you could get all this stuff from. It was almost like Temu, but it was. I mean, Shein is still around. Yeah, but it's not Shein. It was something else. I remember ASOS. Was that it? Oh, ASOS is still around. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was it. That was where you could get, like, I remember getting like my stuff from there. Yeah. And I ordered one time and it literally came down to like past my knees. There's like this might be a really obscure reference, but there's like a New Girl episode where he's like, oh, this is my night shirt. You know, and it's like his bedtime shirt Scrooge, that goes down. Yeah, it's very Scroogey. Yeah, very Scroogey. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I remember getting that shirt and just being like, oh, dude, this is even too much for me. Like I like trimmed it up, you know? Right. Yeah. And I was never like a skinny guy. So like the long shirts like never really made sense for me, or the tight pants. The combo of the two is really unflattering for my body type, but I always still did it anyways. But looking back, I don't think it was really great for anybody. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was great for anyone unless you like had like designer, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. It was a very weird, like, tight pants, loose shirt, and if you were really with it, you had the big hat. Oh, the big hat, yeah. The big hat. The proportions were off. The proportions were just wild. Yeah. Dude, yeah, it was, for style wise, it was Stan Smith's, long tees, ripped jeans, and then I have cultural things that were going down in 2016.
I put I put the Mac Brock finger guns were like big for our church, and that's probably like a really obscure reference.
Yeah.
And I think he's awesome, but I just remember that like I remember like seeing that for the first time. He's very gunny, and then a lot of people started doing it too. You know? And then Stranger Things season 1.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see the finale?
Yeah, I want to talk about some of the conspiracies afterwards, but I think it's I don't think it was bad. I was happy. I was like, okay, this is cool. I do think there's probably a reality to how long you let a show sit for.
Sure.
And then they got significantly older. And I think even some of them have said this, so it's not like me being overly critical, but some of them just aren't actors anymore. Yeah. They don't want to be actors, and they're not maybe great actors. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It wasn't their thing. So what'd you think of it?
Man, I got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest thought. Okay. You have a show that's beloved by fans, right? You hype it up and like pay close attention. This is the theme. The theme for the season is traitor. Like, you know, you guys got to be paying attention. You build this group of fans that are very analytic, that look into the references because you've done it before. Like in season 2, when Max is playing Dig Dug in the arcade, that's alluding to Will, because at night he's building the tunnels. The Mind Flayer is building the tunnels with him. So it's like you're doing all these things, and then you do the last season and you're telling everyone, pay attention, do this, do that. And then it's like, but then all these little things that people are catching, you're like, that wasn't anything. Nah, that wasn't anything. Like, like the lever changing color on the radio tower. Like, there's a bunch of videos that show like all the different inconsistencies or things that people say, or like in season 4, Eddie doing the whole Vecna campaign, and then they're like, yeah, you thought he was dead, but Vecna lives. They cut off his left arm and his eye. And then like they literally do that in the ending episode. They cut off his left arm. And it's like, they just do all these things for so little payoff.
Yeah.
And then when people ask questions, they get mad. The writers, the Duffer Brothers, they're like, oh, well, the Demogorgons were somewhere. They were just off screen. Like, cause there weren't any in the final battle. So it's just like,
that's true.
That was my problem, is like, if you don't want people to look that deep into your show and be disappointed when you don't give them that depth, then don't do it from the beginning. My thing is like, you made the show. Like you would make all the rules for how the show works. So if you make the rules and then you don't play by them, it's like there's no one to blame but you, because you made the show. You made the rules up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There were a lot of really interesting things, and I don't know if they are just like a bunch of people who have way too much time and are just like, you know, at home all day watching this.
Yeah.
But like there were things that I saw that like the graduation. Did you see that part about like the graduation scene?
Yeah.
Like everybody, I think the thought was like everybody has a similar style and a similar haircut, because it was like maybe what Vecna remembers, like from him being a kid, like in school at that time. And everybody looks that style. And then also everybody's standing in a particular way.
Yeah.
Holding one hand over the other.
Yeah.
And there was something else. There was something with the cassettes, but I don't know if that was true or not. It was something about Morse code with like the cassettes.
They did all this stuff after the last episode came out. They kept the Squawk radio station going.
Yeah.
They did this Morse code thing that was like Save Hawkins. They do like these different things where they release the flashlight, and when you point the blue light at the box, it says Vecna lives inside the box of the flashlight. They're released after the finale was already aired. The Netflix account kept posting TikToks, and the sound linked back to a account that like had Morse code on it that said like Vecna lives. So there was like all these things. Yeah. It wasn't theorists. It was like them doing it, them releasing merchandise, linking people to these videos, where it's like you basically just rage baited everybody to get publicity, to take advantage of people scrambling from that. And I think that there's a lot of people that have too much time on their hands. But I will say, like, some of the dialogue, like Will whenever he's doing his big speech, like telling people about, like all that stuff, he's like, oh, and when we used to go to like Melvald's for milkshakes, and it's like, that's not, they don't sell them there.
Right. Yeah, I did see that part. The coming out scene and all that stuff. Yeah. I saw that part where it's like somebody did say that it wouldn't have been his memory. I don't know if this is true or not. I maybe I got to go back and rewatch, but it would have been his like Vecna's memory, because back in his time in high school, it was like a, what do you call those? It was a place where they sold milkshakes and like that kind of stuff. Like one of those old pharmacy stores.
It's like it's like a general store. Joyce works there. They have like medicine and like it looks like a CVS.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not like a diner.
Yeah, dude, it's either there's a lot of like stuff they really could have done. Yeah, I just felt like it was kind of one of those things where I was like, I couldn't be overly mad at it. It wasn't like Game of Thrones. I don't know if you ever watched that, but like Madeline and I, we watched all of Game of Thrones like during COVID, because we were just like, we're home, whatever. And we got to the end, we're like, that's it. Like we felt like we invested a year's worth of watching television to like get to a really bad ending. It didn't feel that disappointing, but it did feel like, especially the last episode and the whole like ending battle and all that stuff. Afterwards I was like, no, it's not over yet. Just wait. You know what I mean? It felt like that was way too quick. You know what I mean? Like there's still an hour left of this episode we got to watch.
Yeah.
And it was over. It was done.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It is tough, dude. Yeah. But what could be, either it's just a disappointing ending and they had to move on. Kids were getting older. They didn't want to do the show anymore.
Yeah.
They want to do other things. Or they could come back and do, like, I mean, they could leave us. Like, it could be like in another year or whatever. It's like they left it open for another opportunity,
Yeah, they could. I just don't think, I think like you said, like some of them are moving on to like roles. Like I know what's his name? The guy that plays Hopper.
Jim, what's his name in the show? Yeah. Jim. Dude, I don't know what his name is. I'll look it up while you're talking about it. Yeah.
He's like in the Marvel universe, so he's gonna be in the Avengers movies. Sadie Sink is gonna be in the new Spider-Man.
David Harbour?
David Harbour, yeah.
Harbour. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I also didn't realize that you were supposed to know some about like the play.
Right. And that's another thing is like, you guys made it up. So like why, like the play, it was like this, I don't even know much about the play, but all I know is that it's not available to watch anywhere. You had to watch the show physically. But it has
on Broadway, right? It's only in New York.
Right. But it has information in it that like gives context to the show.
100%. I remember, so there's that part where like you go to the high school back in the day and like you see Joyce and all those people. But, and I remember telling Madeline, I was like, oh, we'll get this later, like in a different episode.
Yeah.
And we never got anything.
Yeah. So the play is, I believe it's around that time period.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's what I'm saying is like, you guys made everything. So like you made a piece of content that's essential to understanding more context about the universe.
Yeah.
But you're not making it available to anybody unless they were fortunate enough to be in New York and be able to buy tickets to go see a specific show. So it's like, that's the part where I'm like, it's not even about the way that the show ended. Although like there are a lot of things about like how I feel like they wrote the characters in the very end that just didn't make any sense. But it's more so about like you have fans that just love your show so much.
Yeah.
And it just feels like you don't really care.
Yeah, that's like the tough part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's the time frame. Yeah. We can just critique this all day long. Yeah, I wonder if it has to feel like the time frame though. Because when the last, am I right? The fourth season, wasn't it 2022 or 3?
Yeah, something like that.
It was something like that. So it's been like 3 years or so.
3 or 4 years. And then they had the writer strike and stuff.
Yeah.
But they had $1 billion.
That's pretty wild.
They had $1 billion budget.
A lot of money. Yeah.
And they had 4 years. I mean,
did you hear about the mess up that they had? They actually fixed it like super fast, but like with the Under Armour logo.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of funny. Like, everybody is at fault for that. Like the Game of Thrones did it with the Starbucks cup or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she had an Under Armour sock on and that didn't come out till like 2000s or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just funny, dude. Dude, I don't know. I hope that we haven't gotten to a point too though where like those type of shows are gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I do feel like it's few and far between of those type of epic shows that make everybody like get to a TV.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's like fun. Like me and Madeline like love having like a show.
Yeah.
Like right now we kind of do Shark Tank every now and then. Like it's fun for us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no, I don't think there's anything like that right now.
Yeah. But when you think about, going back to 2016, when you think about nostalgia, it's like I feel like what makes time period so memorable were the things that like the things that made like marked that time period, like I remember Stranger Things. Like I remember watching the first season. I remember watching the second season when I was an intern in like our Arriva apartments.
That's
like,
crazy.
I remember watching that and getting everybody together, and we all made breakfast, and like we all watched it in my apartment there. Yeah. I remember like the third season, and I remember watching the fourth season. Like I just remember so many, all these different seasons. And like the thing that makes me like kind of, I guess not mad, but like the thing that bothers me is like it was a new IP. Like there has been very few new stories that get people's attention like that. Most stuff now is like a remake or a reimagining.
That's true.
Or like, but it was like a brand new idea. Obviously came from a lot of different like influences from 80s films, but it was a brand new IP that became massive. Yeah. And it's like, there's nothing like that.
Those are few, dude. And there's a couple that like start off well. I kind of had that thought. This is a random one, but Silos on Apple TV.
I never watched that.
Was pretty good. And then I think it just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of factors that it goes into of making like a hit show that just takes off like that. You know, I remember where Madeline and I were house sitting a house for some friends, and we were like just gotten married. It was like first year of marriage. We were house sitting, and we're like, oh, this show Stranger Things. I've been wanting to watch it. Let's play it. And we watched the first episode at like 10 p.m. and we were both in like a different house, and it was pitch black there, and we were both terrified. We were both like, okay, we're fine, because it was actually kind of spooky. Like
it was scary. The first,
in low budget. That's actually kind of another cool thing where I feel like looking back on it, the low budget first one, like I feel like some pieces were just maybe better. I don't know. Maybe it was just the nostalgia part of it too.
Yeah, well, it was more small town
feel,
monster mystery instead of like big scale, like alternate dimension. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, something you mentioned too, like I love news stories like that, and there are a lot of remakes. I'm actually excited. Partly, I hope as long as they do it well. Like, have you heard about the remake they're doing for Harry Potter?
Yes,
where it's going to be a show.
HBO Max, yep.
Now that I'm listening to the audiobooks, which if you're listening to this, you should definitely download the full cast editions. Yeah, it's just been like when I go for runs now, or I'm like laying in bed, and instead of watching TV, I'm just listening to the story. It's very relaxing. But there's so much that's like missed in those old movies.
Yeah, totally.
I think and for a lot of people too, you probably you were probably just able to like start getting into those books when the movies were already out, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I've watched probably The Sorcerer's Stone like 20 times.
Yeah.
Like,
did you ever read the books?
I never read the books.
Yeah.
But I loved actually, so I never read the books. I saw the first 3 movies, and then I saw the very last movie, but I never saw what was in between.
A couple of them, yeah. They definitely got darker. I remember, because I'm just a couple years older than you, but I remember like reading the books, and then somewhere in between that of reading the books, the movies started to come out. Yeah. And I remember just being a kid too. I was like, oh, why am I reading these? I'm just gonna like watch the movies,
right?
You know. But now going back, there's so much in the books that like aren't in those movies just for time, probably, and all that stuff. Sure. That supposedly the show is gonna like solve. So that'll be fun. Yeah. There's a lot of characters too that like didn't make the movies.
Oh, so. Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be good. I'm excited. I'll definitely watch it. I love Harry Potter a lot. I've since obviously seen all the movies. But yeah, it's just like, there's just like a Harry Potter, like a series that becomes bigger than just like the movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or the show. Like that kind of power for like a franchise was like nothing. I hadn't seen anything like that since until I saw like Stranger Things, and I was like, oh wow, like this is blowing up into being like it was at Halloween Horror Nights for you know.
Have you ever
Universal.
been to that?
I've never been. No.
Oh, you should come with us.
Yeah.
Like this year. It's so fun.
I would actually love to go.
Yeah. My dad and I, and we've always had people with us too, but we've done it like every year for the most part for the last like 8 or 9 years or something like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But to make it that big to where most of those are like those movies, like big, like classic movies that have made it there, but like Stranger Things actually had an appearance there for like a while too.
Yeah. I had a couple times.
It's so cool, dude. Well, to pivot just real quick towards the end as we get to like serious stuff, like I'd love to hear like kind of, especially the last time we had you on here, we were talking about like music and stuff like that. Anything kind of coming up on the horizon for you, or just stuff in the works right now? Or
yeah. I you know, it's just like I think I had a really I've had like a difficult relationship with like creativity and stuff like that. Especially because we write a lot of music for our church, and then you know, kind of like trying to do my own stuff as well. And then like I'm turning 30 this year in August.
Nice.
So there's just like a lot of pieces where I think like the process can get frustrating for me, or feel like too much like a job. But so like I did some stuff. I put out like 2 songs, and I kind of took a break for a little while. And I think like I really want to, in the next couple of months, just like try to have more fun with it. I think like I'm looking, I guess right now, what is healthiest for me is I'm looking more towards consistency than productivity, if that makes sense.
Well, am I right in thinking that like it's being a little less like, because I can get this way for sure. It's like very analytical of what I'm doing. Like, oh, I keep working at it, but just kind of keep going at it and keep doing stuff.
Yeah. One thing that's like stuck with me is so random. Have you ever watched the Last Meal show on YouTube?
No.
Where like, so basically like, it's like a YouTube channel where this guy brings people in, he like makes them their last meal. So basically, like they're gonna die, but it's like
he's like, this is the end for
he's gonna kill them, and then he kills them. But no, it's like he brings them in. They're usually like a famous actor, or a musician, or something like that. Or someone of that magnitude, and they come in, and he goes, they say, hey, if you were to have your last meal, what would that be? So then they do, you know, all these different, like some people, it's very simple. It's like, you know, I think like they had Phil Wolfhard on there from Stranger Things, and he was like, Blizzard and In-N-Out, and like, you know what I mean? It's But then sometimes it's like people want like a filet mignon. They want this, like, my grandmother used to make this dish for me, and I would want that one more time. So then this guy basically tries to create that dish, recreate it for them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So Christoph Waltz was on that show, and to kind of speed this up,
I like him.
He's awesome, a brilliant actor, incredible. He's also very that show is usually kind of silly depending on who the guest is, but the one I watched with him was actually very deep and retrospective. But the first course they brought out was this clarified chicken soup. And so basically, he's like, I was really surprised when you said this. Like, it seemed like a very simple thing. And the chef, his name's Josh. And Christoph was like, yeah, well, I just wanted to know if you guys would even try to make it, because it's really difficult. And it's honestly kind of pointless, because at the end of the day, it's just chicken soup. But the way that you have to prepare it, you have to watch it for hours and hours, constantly skimming the fat off the top of it to make it this clear chicken soup that you can see all the way down to the bottom of the bowl. It's like a very clear and like delicate broth. And he's like, I used to have this as a child, or he's like, more so it reminds me of my dad, what my dad used to tell me. And he's like, you can't be too focused on the product of something. It's less about the product. It's more about the discipline and the journey and the experience getting there. And he's like, in the America, because he's Austrian, I believe. He's like, in America, you're so worried about product. Everyone's so worried about product. What are you producing? What are you producing? What are you producing? And he's like, but, Christoph Waltz didn't become a famous actor until he was late into his 30s. And he was on just like random German television. But then they found him, and he became Hans Landa Inglourious Bastards, and the rest is history. I mean, he's one of
huge role.
One of the best movies of all time.
Right.
So he, I think this philosophy that he shared about like, when you're overly concerned about the product, you have anxiety, you stress yourself out, you miss a lot of things. Focus more on the discipline and the consistency, and that will eventually produce the fruit. And so that's, I think, like with creativity, with music, with things like that, I was really focused on the product and just being like, I got to get something out.
Yeah.
That it wasn't fun. It was more so like, why am I even doing this?
Right.
So, so I still love writing music. I still love doing all that. But I think I'd love to, in the next couple months, just fall back in love with the process of doing it and be consistent in it, and not be worried about like, when I have to get a song out by this time and this thing, and I got to do Instagram here, I got to do all the promotion, and then I got to, maybe there's merch, and like, you know what I mean? Just like what's fun about the music.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And what comes out of that being fun, if there's something that comes out of that product, then it'll be something that, one, I had a lot of fun making, and two, like, it'll probably be better than anything I could ever make if I was just focused on getting the song done and getting it out.
Yeah, dude, that's such great advice, man. I feel like I've had a lot, even in the last like week or so, I've had a couple of conversations with people and like friends that I've talked to in a while about that similar thing of like the idea of like you work so hard to get to a place that you thought you wanted to be. And then you realize you're not really having a lot of fun. I think that's kind of like the gist of what most of those conversations were, of like you work so hard to get to a place, but then you're not really like happy there. You know, there's like the dumbed down version, I feel like, is the reality of what we call like that, the microwave mentality, of like, oh, I want to get something like fast instead of like enjoying the process and enjoying the journey that comes along with it. And so I do all the motions and the things. And, even for us, what I love about this is like for being Christ followers is like, there's that piece of faith that also gets added into it.
Totally.
Of, it's not only like me enjoying the journey and loving what I do and not stressing myself out about like, oh, I've got to make it here in X amount of years or whatever the case is. But it's also enjoying what I do, but also putting that trust and that like, what was the word I'm looking for? Putting that weight, I guess, is a great way to say it. Like putting that weight into like the Lord's hands and saying like, hey, I trust you. I had a great conversation about that a week ago with Chase Wagner too. Great friend of both of ours. Yeah. And like, I've been there so many times in my life where I've compared myself to people that were twice my age. And I always think about that nowadays. I'm like, dude, I'm so glad I don't do that. When you don't do that anymore, when you're when I'm actually just like enjoying the journey. And like, there's definitely goals you want to achieve and there's things you want to do, but how do I actually, when I get there someday, how do I still love it?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Like, one thing he says in that interview, cause you said like, not enjoying the process and like, worried about like when I get here, like, he's like, ultimately like this all goes away. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the product for everyone is you die. Like that's the end product for everybody. You know what I mean? It's kind of like nihilistic, but also like, and, if you're a believer, obviously like there's, stuff after that, but your life on earth will end at some point. And so it's like, that's the ultimate product. So it's like what happens in the between, that really makes a difference. I was watching, before I came over here, I was watching the Fallout show. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't. Yeah. I've heard good things though.
It's pretty good. I would say watch it. But there's this scene where they there's like a ghoul that's like been underground for like X amount of years. So they bring him up and they like want him to, he's like a historic or like a like mythic like bounty hunter. So they're like, they bring him up and they're like, we want you to help us with one last job. Like, this is enough for everybody to have a cut and no one has to do anything. And so they kind of have this dialogue back and forth. And he's like, hey, usually when somebody says they want to do one last job, it means that their heart really wasn't in it. And he goes, I just do this for the love of the game. And then they do all this thing. There's an action sequence. He kills all of them. But he's like, that when he said that, I was like, oh, that's kind of like what I'm thinking. Like to do something for the product,
Yeah,
it's like, was your heart really in it? If like you're like, all this work is just so I can get the thing done, and then once the thing's done, it's like, now that's done, and like I move on. It's like, was your heart really in it, or do I want to have the mindset of like, I just do this for the love of the game? Like I just do this, I just get better, not because I want to make a better product, but just because I love it. You know what I mean? Like I was watching The Last Dance, and like Michael Jordan, incredible athlete. He strikes
such a good one to go back to.
Yeah. Oh, I watch it every year.
That came out in 2020. Right?
Yeah. And it inspires me every time. But like when I watched it again, I'm like, this guy, obviously he loves to win. Obviously he wanted to be the best. But like before that, he's like, I just really love playing basketball. I love winning. I just do it for the love of the game. Like that's the energy that I want to bring into this year with not just that, but everything I do, whether it's, working out in the gym, whether it's creative process, whether it's, whatever it is, I just want to be like, I just do this for the love of the game. Like I genuinely love doing this and getting better, not because I want to produce something to show people. It's because I like it. Because it's fulfilling to me. It makes me feel like I'm using my time on earth in a way that's well stewarded.
Yeah, so, dude, and what an enjoyable way to live life too. You know? Like there's those people I feel like who would get into so much of the rat race of like, oh, I got to do XYZ to like this is what I think when you were saying, and maybe I'm wrong on here, but it's like instead of maybe in the music and the idea there, it's like instead of this thought of like, oh, I have to put out an album like every year now, it's like I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing. And if by the end of this year I have enough content for an album, that's great. But if not, maybe it's like next year, it's just like what I'm doing is building something and enjoying the process of it. But people who are so focused on that, they're not maybe reconsidering of like, oh, what is this taking me away from? Or am I even like enjoying what I'm doing? Like, am I spending time with friends? Am I like, do I like what I do? Or am I just have this idea in my mind of who I have to be, you know?
Right. Totally.
Yeah. It's a tough rat race to get out of, man. I think that, I think that's awesome though, dude. I'm excited. I know I've loved like everything that you've put out before, and I just love seeing homies like go for it and have like it's fun, dude. It's fun to see like friends like building something, and you've always been super supportive of this show too, which I'm so thankful for, man. It's been cool like having you on and having you share about it and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it, dude.
Totally, man. Yeah, and it's like I love that like you like how consistent you've been with this and like putting this show out. It's been awesome. It's been cool to see, and I feel like with what I said, also like there's definitely a plan in place. Like for me, I'm like I'm scheduling studio time at least 2 to 3 times a week.
That's great
to be able to write, to be able to do those things. It's not just like I'll write, but I feel like my mindset before was I'll write whenever, but I have to get the product done.
Oh, okay.
Now my mindset is I'm going to keep these times on my calendar and enjoy that thoroughly, and what comes from that we'll sort it out in the end. So
that's awesome.
I think like you're a person that I think is very consistent. I feel like you have with this podcast, with just other things in life, like you just go for it and you stay the course. And so that's definitely something I'm trying to build more of. So, thanks, but I appreciate you and I look up to you in those ways for sure.
I appreciate it, dude. Yeah. And I know even from doing this, like it's not always easy. Like you and I, like we actually, I think we're putting this one together because I thought I would be like probably out on paternity leave now because we're expecting baby number 3. But I was like, dude, if he's not here yet, I want to like have something to post on Monday. So there's definitely a grind to it, but there's also like like when the grind is something that you like thoroughly enjoy doing and you love, and it's just like a conversation between friends. Like you got to find that thing that's enjoyable for you. Right. That makes it worth it, Yeah.
Cause the product could leave you to like not want to do it. It's like, oh, do I not have enough? Like I'm kind of putting this together. Like, is it not going to be that good of an episode? You kind of psych yourself out, but like, you're just like, oh, for the love of the game, like let's just put one out, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's whatever. 100%. It's like, I love that energy. That's so good.
That's cool, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for being on the show, man. Yeah. I really appreciate it. And we'll have to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, of course, dude.